Hello, good evening. This is Rosa Yobami Benjamin. You are welcome to the live presentation of THC Education Center. Today we'll be going through a topic that says Canada Relocation, Express Entry and PR. Canada Relocation, Express Entry and PR. Let us go by saying why Canada. Then we are going to talk about relocation itself. What is relocation? Let us define relocation to be the process of moving Hello? Yes. I'm live already. Yes. Can I continue or stop? Can I continue or stop? Okay. Sorry for breaking transmission. Like I was saying, the topic we are to treat tonight is Canada Relocation, Express Entry and PR. Then, it is a privilege for me to be on the live show tonight to discuss about this topic, which basically we all know that it's a topic that we need to deliberate about if we really want to move from one settlement to another. So if you are to talk about relocation, this is the process whereby a group of people, family, individual, move from one settlement to another. One, for better life. Two, for perfect income. Three, for job security. Four, for good social amenities. Now, we are to talk about why Canada. Why people want to move to Canada. A lot of people intend to move to Canada because of their understanding about the place. But let me chip some things to your hearings about Canada. Canada is the fastest developing economy in the world. They have lesser population and they have a large landmark. They have flexible immigration laws and they have about 13 provinces. In this sense, with their large landscape, they have just about, as of today, 37 million. As of today, they have 37,718,000 population, which is not enough for them because of the companies and the economy. So in this sense, every month they need about 333,000 individuals from various countries to come around to explore their basic amenities and their social enablement, which they introduce a lot of immigration relocation process. With this immigration relocation process, then we can all have access to what we call their social security number and their permanent residential document. So in this sense, we will be exploring tonight basic steps and moves to assess the benefit of relocating to Canada. Now, let us talk about PR itself. The word PR, you will be hearing PR. The word PR is permanent resident. Permanent residence is the word PR. So to become a permanent resident holder in Canada, there are some steps you need to take. Permanent residents come with what we call social security number, and this will be given to every permanent residential holder at the point of entry immediately when you get to point of entry. So under permanent residential process, we have some basic steps. 1, express entry. This express entry is being organized by federal government of Canada. And in this express entry, skilled workers from inside and outside Canada make use of this stream to migrate to Canada permanently. You must have at least 1 year experience in the NOC. And NOC simply means National Occupation Classification, which you can use to value yourself. Maybe you want getting the PR. You could either qualify for federal skilled work, federal skilled trade, or the Canadian Express class under this express entry. Federal skilled worker is just someone that possesses a certain career as an undergraduate that want to relocate to Canada with his skilled as an undergraduate. Then the skilled trade stream is workers with qualifying trade and valid job offer. At least 2 years of employment can migrate permanently to Canada under this stream. Also, a foreign national with a certificate of qualification from a province or territory body can also use this stream. Then the Canadian class experience is basically for those people that are in Canada already as a student, which they have worked in Canada and get access to their job opportunity. So these are the activities that go on under express entry process. In this sense, there is a pool for express entry. This express entry pool is being coordinated by the federal government, Canadian federal government, which when you submit your application into this pool, the Canadian federal government will go by the means of checking the provinces. Don't forget, we have about 13 provinces in Canada. So federal government will check the provinces that needed your career so as to boost their economy. So inside this pool, we have various type of people. We have people with double PhD, we have people with masters, and we have people with undergraduate certificate. But when we get to that aspect, I will tell you the basic requirements for being in express entry pool. Now, the federal government will now check what career you got, then what can you offer the province with your skilled experience. So in this pool, we always have long time in processes. But if you are fortunate to have a good qualification, you will be able to be picked in this pool. So when we get to other aspect, I'm going to explain better and buttress my point on what each pool requires. So in express entry, we have federal pool. And federal pool is being, the draw is being done by the Canadian federal government. And the qualified people to be in federal pool is someone that possesses federal skill work, federal skilled trade, and Canadian class experience class. That is for federal. That is for federal pool. Now, the other aspect that we have, don't forget the fact that all this pool is connected to permanent residential process. All these pools that I'm talking about is connected to permanent residential process. You are all going to get the same document to enter Canada at the end of the whole process. So let us go to provincial nomination pool. I say all this pool, which is express entry, and the other two that I'm going to talk about, is being connected to what we call permanent residential process. And the same document given in federal express entry is the same document you're going to be given in provincial nomination, and is the same document you're going to be given in Atlantic pilot program. So under PR, which is provision, which is permanent residence, we have three processes. 1, express entry. 2, provincial nomination program. 3, Atlantic pilot program. Those are the three avenues that you can process by getting your permanent residential document in relocating to Canada. So I've talked about express entry. In express entry, we have three types of things that the federal will look after. 1, your federal skill, which comes with your career. 2, your trade skill, which comes with what can you do? What can you do with your intelligent quotient? Then 3, the Canadian class, experience class, which is for those people that have been in Canada by the means of education and have been working in Canada and getting their work permit. So now let's go to the PNP. That is Provincial Nomination Program. This Provincial Nomination Program is a process whereby your application is being processed in province pool. There is a province pool. What do I mean by province? For example, you are coming to Nigeria. You want to come and work in Nigeria. Now, each state need workers. Each state need a certain worker to come and boost their economy. So, for instance, in Lagos State, they will need someone in one aspect. So, now, submitting to Lagos State is as if you are submitting into a province, which is a provincial pool. So that is what we call PMP. You are coming to work in Nigeria, but you want to submit your application in Lagos State because you notice that Lagos State need a certain career to boost their economy. So what happens is, these states, these provinces that need this certain career, we will process your application in their pool by getting some qualifications, which I'm going to talk about. So provincial nomination pool is a province across Canada determined selection career for their economic growth. It's determining the selection career for their economic growth, for foreign nationals, both inside and outside Canada, with work experience in NOC, A, O, B, and C, who meet their selection criteria, would be nominated and eventually make use of the nomination certificate. The nomination certificate that you will be given after the draw have been done in PMP pool is what we call ITA. What do I mean by ITA? ITA means invitation to apply. ITA means invitation to apply. So when you submit your application into a provincial pool, then if your application is so suitable and meet up with the career of that province, then after the draw, you will be given an ITA. An ITA is called invitation to apply. This certificate is obtained for permanent residential form. Is being given for the process of permanent residential from the federal government. So when you are being given this ITA, invitation to apply, by the province, then you can now proceed to a federal pool where you will now process your permanent residential document. Now, when you get this certificate, which is ITA, you're getting your permanent residential document. It is 100%. This is just as if Lagos State said they need you in Nigeria. You now go to federal government in Abuja that Lagos State have picked me. Then these are my documents. Then you will now submit some certain document to federal government. So under 4 months, federal government will check the genuinity of the document you submit to them. That is when they will now process your PR. Then, when they process your PR, you can now have access to come into the country and get the basic things others are getting as a semi-citizen of the country. So that is provincial nomination program. So the last process under PR is what we call Atlantic Pilot Program, AIP. Atlantic Pilot Program, APP rather. Atlantic Pilot Program means there are some 4 provinces in Canada that needs people to come and work and live in those provinces. We have this province need you to come and work in their with them. So we have a lot of organization. We have these 4 provinces. So we have a lot of organizations in this province. So what we do is we will check your CV. Maybe you have what is suitable to apply to this organization in this province. When application is being submitted to these companies, when you are now picked, that will be what we call 30-minute Skype interview with the human resources of these companies. So when they are okay with your interview, then they will pick you and send you an offer letter. When they send you an offer letter, then with that offer letter, you can now proceed to federal pool with some certain documents as well, which I will tell you what to proceed with. So all these, don't forget, express entry pool is being done by federal government only, Canadian federal government only. Now, the PNP, which is Provincial Nomination Program, is being done by the province only, any province you apply to. While the APP, which is Provincial Atlantic Piloting Program, is being done by this province that needs you to come and work. So what you will obtain with the express entry is a straight PR. Then what you will get from the province is ITA, which is invitation to apply to the province, to federal, so that federal will process your PR. Then what you will get in APP is offer letter by the company that you cannot apply for your PR from the government. Now let us come back to what you need for each process. What do I need for each process? This whole process, which is the three processes I have highlighted and have buttressed, it's still tied to the same program, which is permanent residential program, and you will be given your what's it called, social security number immediately you get to Canada. So what are the documents required for each process? In express entry pool, you need a maximum point for IET. When you are writing your IET, make sure you have a maximum point. Fight tooth and nail, read rigorously by getting a maximum point in IET. When you get your maximum point in IET, then you are qualified to enter the pool. Then all applicants that want to go for express entry pool must possess minimum 2.2 in their undergraduate studies. Be it any course, you must possess minimum 2.2, second class lower. When you possess second class lower, then that will be what we call West Credential Evaluation. West is just an evaluation body. We have ECA and we have West. It's an evaluation body that we evaluate your credentials to American standard. To American standard. When you possess an undergraduate grade of 2.2, which is second class lower, then you will open a West profile. After opening a West profile, that will cost you nothing less than $250. So when you open a West profile, then you go to your school by telling them that you need your transcript and certificate to be sent to West Canada. You will give them your profile details. Then they will send your transcript and certificate to Canada for the evaluation process. After a couple of months, 3 months precisely, they will send your document, your evaluated result, to any postal address you've submitted. So when you have these evaluation results with your point, maximum point, when I say maximum point, we need nothing less than 7.5 above from you in Hyatt. So when you have 7.5 above in Hyatt, then you have your credentials evaluated. Then we can now proceed to express entry pool. Minimum of 2 years working experience is needed, but maximum of 10 years working experience is needed in express entry pool. So when you have maximum of 10 years, minimum of 2 years, then it's a goal for you to be in express entry pool with your IHET 7.5 band score. And make sure you give us 8.5 in listening, because you are going there to listen in any of your working place than writing, than reading, than speaking. You are going there to listen. So ability to understand their English, it's very, very important. You need to understand their English. So when you are on the listening modus, pay attention by getting whatever they are saying, then give your highest score of listening to be 8.5. Then they know that you can hear their English fluently. Then give us a band score of 7.5. Then with this and your worst evaluation, we can proceed in your express entry pool. But if you want your express entry pool by federal to come out fast, you want to be fast in the process, just give a maximum point of 9.0 in IELTS. I can bet you with this, under 3 months, federal will give you your PR if you have 9.0 in your IELTS. It is achievable if you work so hard for it. It is very, very, very achievable. Because remember, in express entry pool, you have a lot of counterparts. You have a lot of rivals which have double PhD. We have double masters. We have a lot of gurus in express entry pool. So you must stand out as well if you want the draw process to be favorable for you. So that is express entry pool. This provincial nomination pool, which is PMP, in PMP, what you need is 7.5 band score in Hyatt, then a minimum of 5 years working experience and a maximum of 10 years working experience. Then we will be processing your application to provincial nomination pool straight. We will check the province that need your career. Then you will be processed in the pool. The pool, they might do the draw. I've seen people that process their application in this week, and the following week they've been given ITA. They've been given invitation to apply. Why? They have what it takes to be in the pool, and they have the criteria that the province needed. So with this, it is express for you. So PMP, you need your 7.5, you need your minimum 5 years working experience, the maximum 10 years working experience. If you have a master's, it's fine. If you don't, it's fine. But I can bet you with this, you will be chosen after the draw is being done by the province. Then when you are given ITA, then you proceed to the federal. I will tell you federal process. So under provincial nomination, the maximum month you use in it for the draw before ITA is being given is 3 months, maximum 3 months. But you can be given ITA in less than 2 weeks. You can be given ITA in less than 2 months. You can be given ITA in a month, depending on the process of the province. If they make their pool process faster, then you will be granted if you have this criteria. Don't forget, provincial nomination process, it is based on criteria, province criteria. So with this, you will have what we call ITA. Then you proceed to province. So in express entry pool, the maximum waiting turnaround time is 8 years. 8 years. 8 months. 8 months. The maximum turnaround time in express entry pool is 8 months. But if you have maximum IET, which is 9.0, and you have 10 years working experience or 5 years working experience, then, my dear brethren, you will be picked in less than 3 to 4 months in the federal. I can bet you with it. I'm talking from experience. So if you want to be picked fast in express entry pool, you need to have your maximum 9.0 and 5 years working experience or 10 years working experience. Then another 3-4 months, you will be given your permanent residential document. But if you don't have this, if you have 7.5, let's say in less than 6 to 8 months, you will be granted your PR. But in province take maximum 3 months. If you have your 7.5 IET, your result evaluated, and you have your work experience, then under 3 to 1 month, you will be given invitation to apply. Then you proceed to federal. When you proceed to federal with your invitation to apply, then federal will require some certain amount in your account and some other document which Madam Adaobi will share with you for federal process. So when you get to federal process with your ITA, with some other documents, there is some certain amount of money that will be in your account for this period of your your federal process. So the cost for federal process adult is $1,050 Canadian dollar. Then if you have children, it's $150 Canadian dollar. Those are the fee that you are going to pay to federal for your PR for your PR document with some other documentation which will be shared with you by Madam Adaobi. Then federal will take you minimum of 4 months. If you've been given ITA at province, which is PMP process, under 3 months or under 2 months or under 1 month, depending on the draw. If you are given ITA and you proceed to federal, you will take nothing less than 4 months in federal for your PR to be ready. Then let's say PMP process will take you 6 months, 7 months thereabout. But it is not as far as express entry, because giving ITA by the province is just giving a certificate, PR certificate. It's just a goal for you. ITA means I'm coming to Nigeria. Lagos State says I need you. So immediately Lagos State says I need you. If you tender your document at federal, you have released federal from a long process. The federal will say, Lagos need this person, then let me give this person what he needs, which is the PR. Then let me invite this person into our country. So ITA is a certificate to get your permanent residence with the federal with fast process under 6, 8, 7 months. So calculatively, your ITA will be given under 2 months at a province. Then your PR will be given by the federal under 4 months. So that is PMP process, Provincial Nomination Program. Then let us go to the Atlantic. The Atlantic process, the Atlantic is you applying to a company in those provinces. When you apply to a company in those provinces and your CV, your resume is being vetted and they like it, you will be called for a Skype interview, 30-minute Skype interview with the human resources of the company. So when they like the way you interact with them and answer their questions, they will give you an offer letter. So when they give you an offer letter, it's a goal for you as well. We proceed to the federal with your offer letter and some certain document, which when you get to federal will see that, you want to come to Nigeria, you go to Lagos with a company in Lagos likes you already. They will offer you a job placement already. So it's a goal for us. Let us give you your PR. So all these things gives federal government, Canadian federal government, a relief on the process. Then automatically you get your PR with them. If your document you submit with them, it's genuine. These documents are statement of account, your work experience, where you worked. They will require a recommendation letter from where you worked, your statement of account to know your financial ability, then your certificate that you've obtained from the province and the offer letter you've obtained from the Atlantic from the company that offers you. Then with us, you might want to go with your family. So they will require you to submit some certain document of your family, which will be shared by Madam Adaobi. Then it will be passed to you when you get to that stage. So those are the process of relocation to Canada. Express entry, PMP, Atlantic program, pilot program. Then the last one, the last option is the student process. As a student, you get admission, you get your visa, you are semi-citizen of the country already as a student. When you get to the country, after your study, maybe 18 months, maybe you're going for master's, or 3 years you're going for undergraduate. After that, we extend your visa by another 3 years. If they extend your visa by another 3 years, you will be given a work permit to work. So calculatively, if you spend 5 years in Canada, I can bet it with you, you will be granted your document, which is citizenship, when you apply. Don't forget, Canadian immigration is very, very lenient. It's the most peaceful and beautiful immigration we have all over the world. And it is the most peaceful country all over the world. So their education is superb. Come what may, it's very peaceful. So these are the process. And your PR, your grant you social security number. A social security number will be given to you immediately you get to the point of entry, which is the airport. Of any airport you enter through, you'll be granted your PR. Then you proceed to your province to look for job with your PR, with your social security number. Then you apply to any job of your choice. Then I can bet it with you, they will be paying you per hour. Based on career, nothing less than $30 per hour. That is what you will be given. So these are the process of relocation that can give you peace and rest of mind in that country. Canada needs you, but go through the due process. Then when you go to the due process, I can bet you get what you need to get. And security number through PR process, then you work there for like 3 years. I can bet it with you, when you process their passport, international passport, you will be granted. Then you become dual citizen, a citizen of Nigeria and a Canadian citizen. And with their passport, you can enter about 167 countries in the world without a visa. What you just need is your ticket to any of the country of your choice. So I wish you all the best in any of the process that you want to explore, and I wish you the best in your career in life. Relocation is very, very sweet. I can bet you. Relocation to advanced country is very, very sweet. Just go through the due process. Then when you get there, under 6 months, under 1 year, if you know what you are doing, you will buy a house in that land, because it's a land of opportunity. When you get there, it's a land of opportunity. And I have experience, I have testimonies of a lot of clients that are saying they can't come to Nigeria anymore. That if they come to Nigeria, they won't spend more than a week. They will run back to Canada, because it is a good land with
Wow.
fat and honey. So
Wow.
at this junction, I'm open to any questions that you might need to ask me. Thank you for
Wow.
listening. These are the process that we have for you. Thank you. God bless you. SSN is automatic. Immediately you are being granted PR. After you have processed your document, I can hear you. How long can it take to get SSN, right? I can hear you. You said how long does it take to get SSN, right? Good. SSN, after you have been given your PR, after you have submitted this document at the federal level, and you have been granted your PR, because after they have given you there is a letter that will send to you that you should go for your medicals. After you've gone for your medicals, with maybe you are going with your family, and you go for your medicals, and you've been given, they will ask you to submit your passport to a certain, they will have to send a passport through DHL to a certain embassy, to a certain embassy. If they now give you your PR, what they are going to paste on your passport is an immigrant visa. You are migrating, you
Wow.
are relocating from your base to another base. So you will be granted an immigrant visa, which is PR immigrant visa. Immediately, they will have processed your social security number. Immediately. Immediately, they will have processed your social security number. So when you and your family, or your family, it can be family of 5, family of 4, family of 2 or 3, immediately you guys get to any airport in Canada, you will be given your social security number at the point of entry. So you enter into the country as a semi-citizen because you are a PR holder. So you go to any province, the
Wow.
province that nominated you, you go there, then you look for a job. With this PR, you get a job. Your wife get a
Wow.
job, you get a job, your children have their PR, you enroll them to school. So they are
Wow.
entitled to
Wow.
medicals, they are entitled to money. They pay them about $200 every month. They give each children about $200 every month. So you start living the life you have imagined. So PR
Wow.
is automatic. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, wow, that's very interesting. Thank you so much, sir. So you're saying that for immigrants, they can actually go with their families, right?
Of course, of course.
Wow. Well,
You can
how
go
about
with
for
your family.
students? How about for students, for people applying for student visa? Are they allowed to also come with their families, or how does it work?
Now, there is one thing in all Canadian application. There is one thing in all Canadian application. If you are applying you are a married person and you want to go for your master's, there is a form, they call it biodata form. There
Okay.
you will declare your mother's name, your father's name, all your siblings' name, and your wife's name, and your children's name. So immediately given the visa and you get to Canada, under 6 months, you enroll to your school, you pay your tuition fee, you registered as a bona fide student in that school. Under 6 months, you can bring in your immediate family, which is your wife and your children, or your husband and your children. But if you are going as a single and you have put in the names of your siblings, immediately your status change, because as a student, you are entitled to have your PR after your study. They will extend your visa with 3 months. Oh, 3 years, sorry.
Okay.
With 3 years.
3 years.
When they extend your visa with 3 years, then you can apply for your PR. Immediately your status change, you can file in for your siblings. In that sense, we call it Canadian citizen and permanent residence. So you can bring in your families with that process. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. We have 2 more questions to go due to our time. The next question is, okay, for people who are planning to, come to Canada, after being given an invitation to apply, what are the documents they are to submit with their application, sir?
Good.
What are the documents they would need?
Immediately they give them invitation to apply. Immediately we put your document, we apply at province with your document, which is your resume, your IELTS result, and your West evaluation. We push it into your PMP pool. I always tell my clients, because they will give us, immediately they give you ITA, they will give us another 1 month to get our statement of account ready. So when we get our statement of account ready, there is a certain amount that you need to have in your statement of account, depending on the family, the size of the family you are bringing in. So the most important thing is your statement of account. Then secondly, your academics document, your transcript, your certificate, your where you work, recommendation from where you work, then the ITA you've been given. Those are the genuine documents that you need to put in for federal pool. So if all these documents is being checked, because the federal will call where you were working before to know maybe you truly work with them, they will check your account statement to know maybe it is so genuine and real. Do you understand? And to know maybe the money that you claim to have in your account is there. So if these 2 things is in place, then it's a goal for you.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. Okay, now the last question for the day, due to our time, it's a 2-in-1 question, and I believe you can actually attend to it at a go. Okay, the question is about accommodation, sir. For how do students sort out their accommodation issues? And then for immigrants as well, how do they sort out accommodation issues?
What we do, we're working with an immigration agent over there. So immediately a student gets his visa, we help in securing accommodation and introducing him or her to a Nigerian community, which from there he can catch up straight. Then as an immigrant, immediately you've been granted your PR. Then we can sort out for accommodation for you through our link with a licensed Canadian immigration agent over there. Then we sort out your accommodation before you leave from here.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much, sir. I just remember this question that came into our email early this morning. I would just like to use that to round up. And it's about the students. What is the minimum range of tuition fees in Canada for students, for intending students, prospective students? What is the minimum range of tuition fees for students, sir?
For undergraduate
For
or
students,
postgraduate?
postgraduate, sir.
Undergraduate or postgraduate?
Postgraduate.
It
Yes, sir.
varies. It varies depending on course and depending on school.
Okay.
But all
Okay.
master students should budget within the range of 18,000 to 25,000 Canadian dollars.
18,000 to 25,000.
To 25,000 wow. Canadian dollar. So any of the course that the student wants to do will fall in that range. Any of this course, any of the school will fall to that range.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. How about for undergraduate courses, sir?
For undergraduate courses,
yes, sir.
It's always on the high side. So the students should budget nothing less than 20 to 25. And this payment will be done every session because we have 3 years course, 4-year course. So the range is always 20 to 25 above. Wow. Depending on the course. Depending on the course.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So obviously for students in Canada, there's actually a work study scheme for them.
Of course. Okay. I have testimonies of students that doesn't have a dime and get to Canada and work his way out. He worked and pay all his tuition. He worked and pay all his tuition and even get a car during studies. So you can work your way out and pay for your tuition. But it's always good you have a backup from home so that you won't overwork yourself because education is important as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And there's a lot of questions coming in. Let me just ask this one. However, for people who don't have so much at hand, is there something like a scholarship or financial aid system in Canadian schools for students to support them financially?
Fine. With scholarship are for excellent students.
Okay.
Scholarship are for excellent students. And scholarship, there is no full scholarship. Scholarship can only be a 2,000 discount, 3,000 discount, or 5,000 discount. Do you understand? So it is for excellent students. There is no financial aid in Canada, but you can get a financial aid with your bank in Nigeria if they can give you that. If they can give you that, it's another good way of getting student visa. If there is a backup from a bank,
from hometown.
From hometown, if you have a backup from hometown in a bank, it's a go for you. The visa is 100% because the bank will have paid all your tuition fee and they will have sent it to the embassy, and embassy will know that you have a financial backing that can never afford you. Do you understand? A lot of Chinese, a lot of Indians, that is what they use in getting to Canada. They have banks that support their studies. So we have a lot of Chinese, a lot of Indians in Canada using their financial aid in getting their student visa. So if you have a financial aid in Nigeria, then it's a go for you. The visas are 100% in that aspect for any student.
Wow, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. You've really done a great job tonight, and we are indeed so grateful.
You're
thank
welcome.
you so much. God bless you, sir. You even exceeded your given time. Thank you so much. We are grateful. You took out time and you gave a detailed information of the processes and everything that will be needed for PPL and express entry. Thank you so much. God bless you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. For everyone who joined, I believe we all learned and we all are the processes involved for Canada relocation, immigration, or studying in Canada. Please, if you need to go back to listen to the video, please do so and listen to to the studio so you can get every step that he mentioned before now, every step that he had mentioned from the beginning, so you would understand it better. That will be the end for tonight's conference. Thank you so much. Join us tomorrow, 4 p.m. for IELTS reading and listening by Miss P. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. Good night.
All right, ma. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Yeah.